Okay, good morning. This is Sasha, and I work in the leads department here at Family First Life. I'm going to give you a start to finish how to use the CRM training, starting with how to log into the Family First Life website. The number one most important rule for you to know right now is that you have to have Google Chrome downloaded on your computer. If you do not have that web browser downloaded, please search it on Google and download it before you get started. If you are not using Google Chrome, you'll immediately notice that when you when you go onto familyfirstlife.com, the login button will not appear. That's your first sign that you have done something wrong. So just make sure that you're always using Google Chrome, as well as within the CRM, a lot of features are not compatible with any other browser, so you won't be able to see certain things. If you are going through this training and you notice something looks different on your CRM, it's probably because you aren't using that browser. So number one, always start by using Google Chrome. Number two is once you do get to the Family First Life website, you're going to click on Login. And when you do click on Login, it's going to prompt another window to open. That'll be where you enter your email address and where you would create an account if you do not have one. Creating an account is going to require that you, if you do not have it already, contact your manager for a specific business key that would be given to you by that manager, and it is a little bit different for everyone else. So, or for everyone. So definitely get in touch with your manager if they haven't already given you a business key before you create the account. It's the first thing that you'll need in order to be able to proceed. Once you do set up that account, you can log in immediately. There's no lockout process of where you have to, wait or your account is put into a pending box or anything like that. You can log directly into your account as soon as you've created one. When you do so, you'll be brought to a website that looks like this. This will populate with all of your issue paid numbers year to date. It'll give you a year to date production number total. That's broken down by life, annuity, all lines, and it'll give you a you first leaderboard as well to let you know where you stand in terms of cashing out on your you first bonus. Some other things that I wanted to bring up before we get into the CRM are some helpful links that you can always find down below your dashboard. And that includes how to sign up for the FFL email blast. If you have not yet, please do so immediately. We communicate a lot via email blast as well as social media, but I'm pretty sure that you are already signed up for or already in touch with somebody in your manager's office for social media. If you're not getting corporate updates from Family First Life yet, please use this link to make sure that you are signed up. That way you are getting all of the information that we're putting out there first and foremost. As well as the Family First Life client worksheet. This is something that a lot of people train on. A lot of your managers will send you out to look for this link if they don't send it to you directly. So download this right now, put it in a safe folder that you know where to reference it at all times. You will use that in pretty much every home that you go to. Once we have an updated link for registration for the 2019 annual convention in Las Vegas, this will be a new logo here, and we'll ask you via that email blast from Family First Life corporate office to go ahead and register yourself for the convention. Right now we just have a hotel link out. Again, if you're signed up, you'll have that link. If not, your manager will have it, and we'll definitely be sending it out periodically. So get yourself signed up so you never miss another update. And now we'll jump right into the CRM. If you are brand new, you will, once you've created your account, you need to click on CRM before your manager will ever be able to assign you leads. The reason is the CRM doesn't yet know who you are. You've only created an account on the Family First Life website. So once you log in, as I mentioned before, which there's no pending process or anything, immediately click on CRM. Your dashboard is going to look empty right now, so there's not really much to look for. Immediately click on CRM. That'll open another window for you. And just side note really quick, if you are a manager and you've just hired or contracted a new agent, please have them log in and click on CRM as well. The process to get them under you as a manager, get that agent into your CRM where you can send them leads, is manual every single time. So So you will have to email leads@familyfirstlife.com to let us know that you've hired a new agent and that they've gone through and clicked on the CRM so that we can assign them to you and thus allowing you to send them leads whenever they're ready. Okay, so once you do click on CRM, two things are going to pop up. I'm not entirely sure which one will show up first because I haven't created a new CRM in quite a while, but the two windows that may pop up in a different order, one is going to be basically your profile. This is going to ask for a county, which I advise that you put the county that you live in. It'll ask you as well if you speak Spanish or not. That way, if a client were to call into Family First Life here and they are looking for a Spanish or non-Spanish speaking agent in a specific county where they live, I can just immediately type that county name into the CRM. It's going to tell me every agent that lives in that county. I'll find the specific state that they had mentioned that they live in, and I'll send that lead out free to someone who's local and have you give them a call. It happens all the time. And I'd rather you put in the county that you live so I know that it's kind of close to home for you, as opposed to the county that you travel in. I know we have a lot of agents traveling all over the country to just be where the leads happen to be coming in. But I would, like I said, much prefer if you just put the county that you live so I know that it's close by to you. The second window that's going to pop up, again, they may be in a different order, but the other window that's going to pop up is the one that you see here now. It's specific to Mail Pro leads, which we will get into, and the new 2020 report that we produce on a weekly basis. So let me break that down for you. It is the top 20 leads, or excuse me, the top 20 counties in terms of lead volume that is available across the country, and this is specific, as I mentioned, to Mail Pro leads. So the example is down below, and this is the most current list right now. For San Bernardino, there are 2,011 leads total in stock. That's going to be a mix of mortgage protection final expense as well as annuity leads that you can purchase today for anywhere from $8 down to $3. The other 20s come into play where there is a 20% discount code when you scroll all the way down. That is right here that you will enter at checkout. Only the first 20 people who enter that code will actually be able to receive 20% off. So there's the 20-20-20 rule. Otherwise, you can still purchase at any time. You just might not get the discount. So again, if you're signed up for the email blast, you'll get that information on time, just like everyone else would. The way to get this list one day sooner is to sign yourself up for a final expense buy per lead program through MailPro. If you want to know more about that, I will get into it a little bit here, but you can always contact myself or the admin in charge of the office that your manager works with. They can help you to set up an order. So the people who have a final expense buy per lead order already going will get this list one day ahead of time. They'll get this on Thursday. Everyone else will get this list on Friday. It will populate in your CRM for you with the new code every single week. So we'll jump right into whatever comes next. And I don't think there will be any more pop-ups, but let's just give that a moment. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about are the top bar categories here that you see across the screen. Number one is going to be add lead, manage leads, and purchase leads. So that's where we're going to spend the bulk of our time. The second little icon here is for hiring. If and whenever you are ready to start hiring agents, you can add them and all of their information into the CRM to keep track of, as well as to facilitate you sending them certain training links, certain videos, and certain resources all through the CRM. It's just a click of a button to make that process just a little bit easier for you. As well as once you hire somebody who is not licensed, you can set an order for vouchers. That'll get them into ExamFX for free. Next is going to be marketing, where we will keep track of all of the mail drops that you send out, how much mail went out, how many leads came back, and an overall rate of return for you, as well as the mail dates, the county, the state, This is not something that we typically do anymore. If it is, it's extremely rare, but I just wanted to let you know that if you see that information, that's what it is. Most importantly, a lot of you are not going to see this. Most importantly are the tools that are down below that little graph. These are your marketing materials. You can download these or you can place an order for them to be mailed to you. That way you can have like a whole box of them that you drop off with every client that you sit with that's specific to whatever it was that you spoke about with them that day. There are a ton of resources here, so please go through, download some of them just so you can see an example. A lot of people will print these, laminate them, and put them in the folder that they bring along with them for the day, or just throughout their entire career. So if you want to just have one, that's fine. If you want to if you want to purchase a whole batch of them, you absolutely may, all through the marketing tab in your CRM. The next tab is Ask a Specialist. So this has a lot of drop-down boxes to make sure that you are sending this question that you have or scenario that you have to the right person. So you want to find out which product it is that you are inquiring about, and then fill in more information specific to that person that you are sitting with, your potential client. And you'll fill out some of their needs, comments if you have one or any, and then attachments. So this is very much, or this will come up a lot in annuity appointments where they need something for suitability, or you have a question of something that they have in the home, like a different policy, and you can't get a hold of your manager for X reason. You can always upload a picture of that or something along those lines. Send that to a specialist and we'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible with the information that you might need in order to best serve that client. And the last option here, or the last little icon, is called Options. This is where you can update your profile. So let's say you move, you change your email address, you got new phone numbers, any number of things. Just definitely explore this. And if anything changes for you over time, feel free to update it on this tab. The next thing that you can and would need to do is add a payment method. If you're going to be buying MailPro cherry pick leads, which again is something that will come up, we will get there, you will need first to add a credit card if you plan to buy any of those leads, which a lot of people are, so I guarantee that you will. When you're setting up your CRM, just go ahead and put a payment method in here. We'll never charge you unless you place an order from your specific CRM. And if you need to update that billing information or take off a credit card at any time, then you certainly can, but that is a manual process. So please don't try to do it and delete it on your own. It will not activate that delete in the system on the back end. So please contact us if you ever need to delete a card. Otherwise, you can just add one at your leisure. All right, so like I said, the bulk of our time that we're going to be spending here is going to be within the leads category. So the first thing that you can do is add a lead. Let's say you're just getting going and you realize how important life insurance is and you want to sit down with all of your warm market. They've never filled out a form. They just show that they're interested or are willing to sit down with you and see what you have for options. So you can go ahead in here and add all of their personal information as you're sitting down with them and basically create a lead or a profile for the person that you're sitting with that you can keep up with as they go along their process. You can set different reminders, memos, whatever the case may be. You can add a new lead at any time, again, whether that's warm market or someone who was referred to you, whatever the case may be, there's an option for you to add leads that didn't necessarily fill out a form. We're going to skip over, nope, we're going to go right into, no, I did want to do that, sorry. We're going to skip over manage for now. We're just going to go into purchase leads so I can show you, first you need to buy the leads, then you can manage them. So there are a lot of helpful tools in here along the way. The most important thing are the question marks. So if you ever have a question, definitely just click that button, and the most common questions are going to be answered within the question mark. If you have a question, most likely someone has already had that question, and we've included it in the description for those leads. So you can click on any of these to tell you a little bit more about the lead itself, but you can get a little bit more specific by clicking on that lead type, hitting the green arrow, and then going into the database. Now that we're in here, I wanted to show you and cover a couple of things that show up immediately. So number one is this original view. That means that I can toggle back and forth in the way that I'm seeing the information that's about to be displayed to me. If I click original view, it's going to show me the original view. And that looks a little bit like this, more like a spreadsheet. It's broken down by lead type, green and blue, and it's broken down by state over here. Then there are quantities based on the state that I'm looking at and the lead type. So kind of like Battleship, find the two that match up. So there happens to be 32 silver mortgage protection leads in Connecticut. I can click on the question mark here, and that'll tell me what in the world a silver lead happens to be, how much it's going to cost. It's going to give me a sample lead so I can see what that looks like, and it's going to give me a script in case I'm ever curious of, I've never bought these leads before, how do I even approach them? You can click on either of these options just to see and use them as resources as you go. Once I do click on Connecticut, it's going to break that number down for me a little bit more, and it'll tell me exactly what county all of those leads happen to be hanging out in, which it looks like there's a bunch in Hartford right now. So if I wanted to proceed with purchasing those silver mortgage protection leads that are available in Hartford, I'm going to click on the quantity that it shows available, and that's going to bring me to my cart. Here, I can select one or all of these. There's no minimum purchase required. If I just want to try it out, or I'm just going to be in Hartford for a couple of days, I don't necessarily need all 32 of them, then I can, like I said, just pick one or all of them. Once I've updated the quantity of how many I want to purchase, I'm going to click Update in my CRM, and that's going to add those leads to my cart, so that I can continue shopping for the next 15 minutes or so, and those are put on hold for me. If anybody else is behind me looking for leads also in the same county, they'll see that there are now, 15 or so less leads because I've already moved them to my cart, so they are on reserve for me. Now I can either check out with PayPal or I can continue shopping. So one major thing that I want to point out here, I previously mentioned putting a payment method in your CRM, but that was specific to MailPro leads. If I look here, I'm not looking at MailPro leads, I'm looking at just cherry pick leads. So I can check out with PayPal for this type of lead. That allows me to use a PayPal account if I have one, or any other credit card that I might have in my pocket that I want to be using for leads today, okay? So once I've updated and my leads are in my cart, I'm going to check out or I'm going to continue shopping. One thing I wanted to point out that I kind of grazed over here are the difference between green and blue leads. This comes up very often. The blue leads are all leads that are owned by Family First Life. For one reason or another, we happen to accumulate these leads over time, and the newest to the oldest leads, they'll all age down in the process. All of their prices are different based on how long they've been in inventory. Because we own them, they're already in our Family First Life CRM. So they'll be delivered to you immediately on the same day that you place your order. Within a couple of minutes after placing that order, you'll get an email notification saying that the leads are available for you in your CRM, and it'll have a link for you to log on to your CRM and access those leads that are now waiting for you. If you're looking at leads that are under a green category, for example, those are displayed for a lead vendor. They are not going to be available immediately. It will take a little bit of time for that lead vendor to process your order and send those leads to us in the CRM. So if your order is placed by 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on any day of the week, Monday through Friday, you will receive those leads before we leave the office on Monday through Friday. If you place your lead order after 3 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time on Friday, for example, let's say you place your order at 4:30. Unfortunately, those leads will not be loaded into your CRM until Monday morning or afternoon, depending on how quickly we get those leads sent to us. So always be prepared when you're placing your lead orders and know the key that which is to order leads before 3 p.m. That way you're guaranteed to get them on the same day. So someone who's using the original view, which is what we're looking at right now, may be looking for a very broad overview of what's available in the CRM versus someone using the alternate view would be able to pinpoint much more specifically the lead type or the county that they're looking for. So if I'm looking like I am right now at the original view, I can see that in Colorado there are, let's say, 22 gold mortgage. Sorry, that's Connecticut. In Connecticut, there are 22 gold mortgage and 32 silver mortgage leads right now. If I'm looking for maybe something that has a ton more silver leads, I can see on this broad picture that Connecticut just happens to have the largest quantity of silver leads. So if I'm really keen to that type of lead, I might want to make a trip to Connecticut if it just happens to be close by. Let's say I live here, so I can definitely buy those leads. Or if somebody's just looking for a ton of leads for whatever the reason might be, you're going to be able to find the answer to that question by looking at the original view. If you're looking for something specific, like you know that you happen to live in Hartford, Connecticut, you're going to look at the alternate view. So it's a little bit confusing because now it says original, but it's just a toggle between the two. So if I know I live in Connecticut and I know that I live in New London County, I can search that specifically and then find whatever leads are available to me. It looks like yesterday when I did this, there were more leads here. So somebody in Connecticut has purchased those leads already, and now the only thing available to me is three $3 mortgage protection leads. Again, if this is just a view that I'm looking at and I'm new, I can click the description here to get those same resources. I see that they're only $3. Great. If there's a quantity here, I can select. As you can see, there's nothing else, so I can't select on any other type of lead. If I click select, it's going to bring me right to the cart where I can update again. No minimum purchase, one or all of these leads, and I'll be able to check out with PayPal or continue shopping. All right, so let me go through. The final expense cherry pick is going to be identical to the mortgage protection cherry pick. The next one is going to be Mail Pro, where it is a little bit different. Remember, you already have your billing information on file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the state that I live in. Notice that here it doesn't give you the option to toggle back and forth. If you ever are looking for a broad overview, just email again leads at Family First Life and we can download that resource for you. It's just not something that we're able to display constantly due to the changes that are made on a daily basis, as well as how much inventory is actually available to you. So you'll see if I just look at Connecticut, there's a bunch of leads available to me. It doesn't look like there's any 66 plus, and there's no annuity leads. So that's a huge indicator that nobody in Connecticut is currently mailing annuity or 66 plus leads. Now that could be good news or it could be bad news for you. Bad news because there's just none available that are discounted, but it's good news because that means that you're going to be able to get into that home on a first chance basis. That means you can lock that county down, or you can lock any county in that state down. Obviously, once we get into county specific, you'll be able to see if any of these change. If they do change, that means, if they do revert back to zeros like these down here, you'll know that that county is available for you to purchase, or it'll give you an idea. If they are zeros, you can always check with myself or your manager, as I mentioned, to find out if that just happens to be a county that's in high demand or if it's available for you to lock out. If you can lock it down, you commit yourself financially to purchasing every lead that comes into inventory as it comes in, and it's exclusive to you for 30 days. After that point, it will be resold if you have not sold that client life insurance. So just as we get through this, I'll teach you a little bit more about how to get your leads suppressed from inventory. So if I do look a little bit closer, now you'll see the select buttons repopulated. Now I can purchase any of these leads that are available. If I were to toggle to maybe a different county, my options would look a little bit different. So now I'll be able to see that that just looking at Connecticut obviously didn't, it gives me a bigger picture, but once I get county specific, then I can know, kind of plan my day of where I'd be traveling for that day. So if I were to purchase some of these leads right now, I'll just show you. Notice that there's no PayPal link down here because you're going to be paying with the credit card or the payment method that you've input up top here in your options. So again here, no minimum purchase. I can buy one or all of these leads. And if I want to try to get that discount code, which I do highly recommend everyone at least attempt to use the discount code, then I will just copy and paste that code in here, hit apply, and it's going to give me a 20% discount on whatever my total happens to be at that time. So I'll continue shopping or I'll place an order. Immediately on placing your order, your credit card will be charged and those leads will be delivered to your CRM. They were all blue if you remember looking back. All of the Mail Pro leads are blue, so they will be delivered to you immediately. There's no waiting. There's no delay there at all. And just to come back here to some other options, just so that I can tell you a little bit about them. Insurance Drip is a social media tool. It basically posts for you on your social media to kind of give you an idea of what your followers or what your friend base is interested in, or the articles that they read. It'll post insurance specific articles for you. If you want to sign up for that, it is a monthly charge or a yearly charge. That's entirely up to you. I highly recommend that when you are going through your CRM, you at least fill out an inquiry to talk to someone over at Insurance Strip to at least learn what your options are and just how useful it is for you overall. I can't tell you how many people are kind of just like peeking through at your social media, very interested, but maybe not ready to pull the trigger. But it'll create leads for you based on who is reading certain articles that are posted on your social media for you, as well as allow you a dashboard and a ton of other things. So please submit an inquiry to Insurance Strip so that you can learn more about it and what a great tool it is and how it will propel your career to the next level. Lastly is the Facebook lead. These are a smashing success. Everyone is talking about Facebook leads. They turn around within 48 hours or so. It's a one-time order, and all leads are prepaid. So you can order a minimum of 20 leads, and they're $15 each for final expense. Sorry, I was on the Spanish one, but for final expense, they're $15 each. Notice here, if you're not a Family First Life agent, they are $25 each, so it definitely helps if you place your order through the CRM as opposed to trying to call the company and get yourself your own deal. It's more beneficial if you just do it through us. You will put in your credit card information. Once that's submitted, they will bill you, and they'll send your order saying thank you for your order, along with a link to a spreadsheet. Once you have that link, you want to go through, follow the steps. If you don't know them right now, Google them, how to turn on notifications for a Google document. That way, every time a change is made, every time they add a new lead, you get a notification saying that new leads are added. Right now, these are not compatible with the CRM. That may change in the very near future, but as of today, May 30th, 2018, these leads are not loaded into your CRM. They're only put onto that Google spreadsheet. So turn on the notifications, make sure that you know what's going on there. And like I said, they turn around within 48 hours. So please don't email me a week from the day that you placed your order saying I never got leads, because I'm going to send you the spreadsheet where they loaded all of your leads. So be on the lookout. Secure Agent Mentor is going to send you a link with all of your leads. If you're missing that after like 48 hours, then you can email me. I'm happy to help, but I can't tell you how many people aren't aware of the process right now, or think that they just haven't gotten their leads, and now they're 6 days late. They're 6 days late to contact the lead that was filled out online That's extremely difficult to wrap to wrap up basically. So make sure that you're on top of your stuff, on top of your lead orders, especially when it comes to anything that you're doing with an online lead like Facebook. All right, so I'll bring you back to the CRM and we'll transition from buying leads to managing them. This is where the CRM gets extremely complex, but don't let it overwhelm you. You're going to get a ton of leads, but it's vital that you stay on top of them. Update them throughout the statuses, and make sure that everyone is noted in their profile of exactly where you left off with that person. So what you'll see right away is just some search features. So let's say I know exactly who it is that I'm looking for, or I know the county that I'm going to be working today, or I know the state that I'm going to be working this weekend. Any bit of information to help you filter through the leads as you're looking for something specific. Definitely input that information here just to make your life easier, and the CRM will take a little bit less time to load that lead for you. One thing I wanted to bring up really quickly is the modified date versus the received on date. Those are very different, as you'll see down here. This lead was received on, which is me, this lead was received on April 27th, 2018. It was last modified yesterday, May 29th. So that means that it came into the CRM. Either I created it or they responded to a lead. It was generated and created in the CRM on 4/27. That's the date the CRM received it. The last time I updated this client's profile was 5/29. So when you're looking at your leads, those two are going to vary. So make sure that you're looking at the right thing. A lot of times, this will show up as today. Now, if I had a CRM to show you that was consistently getting new leads, I'd be able to give you a better example, but that's not the case for the one that I'm looking at right now. So just bear with me. If I were in a CRM that is consistently getting new leads, all of my leads that I purchased either today or that came in yesterday are going to have this red notification here letting me know that they're still new. And this could be, several different leads. But this notification, notice that it's in the modified on date, right? That means that the last time it was modified was very recently, and most of the leads are going to be sorted by modified on date unless you specify otherwise. So notice I can click on name, I can click on status, I can click on county, received on, modified on. That means I can filter what I'm looking at by any of these columns. So if that's something that you need to do, there you go. But a lot of people will call me and say, hey, I received this lead, 4 weeks ago. Why is it showing up as new today? Well, it doesn't say new, it says today. So that's the last time the lead was modified. It happens all the time. If you see that, always check the received on date versus the modified date to find out what exactly changed on that lead. All right, so let's go right into the lead itself. The first thing that you're going to have here is a lead ID. Remember how we were just talking about Mail Pro leads? When you want to suppress those from inventory, let's say you sold that lead. Sasha is now protected. We covered all of her needs while I was in the home, and she has everything that she needs. Please don't have another agent contact her. I'm her agent for life. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to submit this lead ID as well as the copy of Sasha's application for her mortgage protection to leads@familyfirstlife.com. That way I know that this lead is going to be taken out of inventory. That way nobody else that's in my area or that plans to work in my area is going to be receiving this lead because I already sat with her. I already protected her. Here's her lead ID. Please suppress her. Here's the proof that she's taken care of. She doesn't need anyone else to contact her, okay? All of the lead vendors will do this for you, but Mail Pro Leads specifically is the only one that needs to be sent to Family First Life, sent to our leads email with the lead ID so that we can manually take that out for you. Okay, we will move on. Next over here, you're going to see status. There's a bunch of statuses here. Basically, what we have done over time is pulled the top producers to find out what's the exact process that you take with every lead that you get. So based on their feedback, this is the list of statuses that we have come up with. So you'll call that person 3 times. If they don't answer on the 3rd time, you're going to leave them a voicemail. If they don't get back to you on the voicemail, you're going to text them. You're going to door knock them. You sat with them, or you have an appointment with them later on this week. You're going to follow the course of these statuses with each of your leads. Okay, if you're not sure what lead status is used for what situation, you're going to click on the question mark again, that very helpful question mark, and you're going to get a breakdown of what all the statuses represent, and that will help you categorize the lead and where you currently stand with that person. Okay, once you move a lead to sold, that's going to allow you to update this, whereas previously this was a gray box, meaning that you couldn't fill it out. So I'm going to put in here the premium that I sold, $350, and I'm going to select that they be enrolled in the client loyalty program. That just means that I'm going to contact them on an annual review. That means that I'll be notified when it's their birthday so that I can be in touch with that client, because again, Sasha is now my client for life, and I'm going to be there whenever she might need anything, okay? I can also enroll her into enroll her into Insurance Strip, so that way she's notified of different things that I have available. She'll get a monthly newsletter to let her know, it's Christmas time. A lot of people pass away during Christmas. Do you have all the insurance that your family could need? Not that there is a max value on your life, but basically a monthly newsletter letting people know what's going on insurance-wise, how I can help them, different services that I've added to my portfolio, whatever the case might be. Down here, I can put a reminder and a reminder memo. So let's say I sat with Sasha. We covered her mortgage. She's a newlywed. Her husband's covered as well, and they are expecting a baby. I'm going to put in here to visit her maybe 30 days after she has her baby, just to follow up, make sure that we get that baby covered as well, because you never know. Maybe now they want to start some college planning, whatever the case might be. Maybe Sasha was out of town, and she said, call me back on June 1st. I'll be back in town. I'm just away right now handling some family business. Whatever. I'll set a notification or a reminder date that I need to call back on June 1st. 9 a.m. works perfect, and I can just say out of town, okay? Then I will save those changes, and this is going to send me a notification on June 1st at 9 a.m. or shortly around that time that I need to contact Sasha back because she was out of town, but she definitely wants to take care of the mortgage protection to which she had responded to a mailer, right? Okay. So last thing that I wanted to cover here is the note section. A lot of people will kind of just pass by this, but definitely take advantage. Here I can add any sort of thing. Pregnant, due, let's say, also June 1st, just because that seems like a good date we're using. Due June 1st, contact 7-1 for child policy, okay? We'll add a note in there, and then the reminder, they're coming up on the same day. Or after I contact her on the 1st, for whatever reason, I can update the memos. Just go with the flow here with me on this one. You can just make sure that you're using those to their fullest capacity. Use your note section for wherever you happen to leave off. If they, cussed you out on the phone, or they said the mailboxes, it fell down, or the numbers in the house, you can add any of those notes here. Whether you're just dialing through, or you got an appointment, or you need to call them back for some other need, okay? Make sure that you're utilizing your note section. Above the note section is where you can add their files. So if they do have an annuity, if they do have a life insurance policy, you can update all of this so that you can quick access this from your phone. You can pull all this information up on your phone. If they happen to contact you to just check up like, oh, my husband and I were divorcing, I need to take him off as the beneficiary, whatever the case might be. You can pull this up while you're on the phone with them. Say, oh no, we've already changed it. It's actually your children as a beneficiary. No need to worry. This is all taken care of. Or, just whatever might come up. You can upload all of their applications to have quick access with you while you are on the go. Now, as I mentioned, you will get a ton of leads throughout your career with Family First Life. It's important that you stay on top of these so that way you know how many people you've sat with, how many clients you've served, how many applications you submitted, your annual premiums, stuff like that. Your CRM is definitely going to help you just to stay on track of where you are with your book of business. This is all yours. You own all of these leads. So just stay on top of them to the best of your ability. I've covered just, a quick glaze of what the CRM does here, but I think it'll be very helpful for all of the new people. Again, if you have questions, feel free to email leads@familyfirstlife.com or give me a call. I'm Sasha, and my number is 860-317-1335. My extension is 1304. This constantly updates, so be on the lookout for the next lead type coming to you. If you have any feedback in terms of the leads that you are getting, we're always open. We're always looking for ways to bring you the most updated leads as well as the best quality. So whatever you've got in terms of feedback, we're always open. We're happy to help. So if you have any questions, like I said, contact me. If you have any feedback, contact me as well. If you need anything, if I didn't touch on something, just let us know. I'm happy to update this as it's needed. And like I said, we're constantly changing and adding new leads, so this will be updated within a couple of months anyway. I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for watching.